message is for South Africa. I've heard the controversy with some certain people in South Africa who have lots to say about me. I'm not important. What is important is the people of South Africa, black and white. And right now you have mobs of people going to Brackenfell, the EFF attacking school children for reasons they don't even know why. You have numerous leaders in South Africa who want to be leaders, or has been generals or ex-drunks, or want to be leaders. None of you can unite. In the old adage of intelligence, you divide and you conquer. None of you, and for the last 3 years, I have requested that everybody in South Africa unite against a common cause, the ANC and the EFF, who is their dogs. There's little people who like to get on their videos and make comments that they have no idea what they are saying. You will never be the leader of South Africa. People understand you're a little man. In the world today, we're in an election problem in the United States, where the election was stolen from the United States president by computers. The media in South Africa are jumping for joy because the person that helped the ANC get to power, Joe Biden, he also helped the Rhodesians lose everything to Robert Mugabe, who destroyed that country. Will try be the president of the United States. If that happens, every white person in South Africa has no future. I put up a petition for sanctions to bring the ANC to its knees, to hold them for human rights violations. When this is all over, I'll disappear into the shadows. I'm not here for you or the glory or some YouTube fame. Approximately 3-4 years ago, I received some disturbing news about a 3-year-old little girl that was raped, burnt, crucified, and thrown to the waste, while their parents were sodomized, their eyelids cut off, raped and murdered as well. My mission is to bring this to an end. In 1994, South Africa was supposed to embark on a new rainbow nation where everybody was part of the game, to be part of a country that for more than 300 years had seen blood pour into its soil. I've heard the argument that whites are settlers, so are the black tribes. You came from the north. I can prove it historically. And the whites came by sea and you came by land. So you are just as much as an invader as they are. But here's the thing. Everybody that came there died. And the leftovers from these families left their seed to grow up, to build a nation of white people, black people, colored people, and Indian people. And the natural people, the Khoisan, who have the rightful say in what happens in that country. Now to the ignorant, uneducated, you all belong there, for you're all born Africans. Africa is not a color. It's a continent of land. Should I say to the American Indians, you need to go back to Mongolia because you crossed the divide and came into the Americas hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Or should I say to every white person, every black person, and every other nation that's in the United States, you need to go back to your original country because you don't belong here. The argument, the narrative is nothing but racism for power. In South Africa, you have numerous white people trying to be leaders, and yet they all hate each other. You all hate one another. Many of you hate the English. Many of you hate the Afrikaner. Many of you hate each other for whatever reason. I still hear about Piet Retief and the Zulus, and it goes on and on and on. And then everybody's complaining because somebody's stealing money or asking for money for a campaign or to help or do something. You all attack each other. And now I have some fool I've never heard of before using my name to get attention, who looks like a drunk, who I'm told does good work with drug addicts and drunks. Maybe that's better that you stay there and stay out of the politics. I have no interest in politics. I don't want to be your leader. I'm merely here to tell the world what's going on in South Africa and to bring the world with me to stop it. My campaign is to bring sanctions, to bring the ANC to its knees, take the money away from them, completely cut them off. Because what you see is, once the Americans put a blockade and full-blown sanctions on South Africa, even China has to leave. It doesn't matter what they do. And China is not there for the South African people, black or white. They're there to steal the minerals, to corrupt the politicians, which they have already, blackmail them, and to use you all as slaves while you're all fighting over the scraps of nothing, because you have nothing. Some have told me to come to South Africa and fight the fight instead of sitting in my safe place in the United States. What you don't realize, my life is just as much as risk as yours. I'm censored all the time by Facebook, by YouTube, by anybody. And now, if the Democrats get into power, I'll be a target as well. And those that say I'm not some military person, I never said I was. But I did spend 10 years of my life, long, hard, ugly years in the Middle East. And I saw more death and destruction than any man should see in 3 lifetimes. And I endured the bombs, and I got blown up. And I know what it feels like. And I know what it's like to be covered in soldiers' blood. So don't tell me what you think you know. And those that want to challenge me, I can prove it. And I can have generals, sergeants, lieutenants, captains, privates, and many, many others from those 10 years testify to what I did. I am not here for my glory. I'm here to save South Africa from itself. You allow a little idiot, Julius Malema, and his uneducated minions believe that it's okay to attack schools, and yet his children go to white schools. Who's the racist here? And you have traitor lawyers in South Africa, white lawyers, who take on his cases. They take on his cases to fight his case, to allow them to murder you in your sleep. And you have white security companies helping him to say, murder the white people. And you have the South African Human Rights Organization who do nothing. You have the South African government completely silent. You have Ramaphosa now blatantly, openly complaining and saying it's the white man's fault because the cheapest way in politics to get attention is racism. Pompeo said it the other day in an open meeting in Ethiopia that South Africa is making the biggest mistake of their lives with land reform. It is economic suicide. And yet, we don't hear anyone say anything. In South Africa, You want us to do it for you? When are you coming out here? When are you going to stand up? When are you going to sign the petition? I have 61,000 signatures. I need 1 million signatures before anybody will even take attention. There's over 1 million of you. To all these so-called leaders, why haven't your members signed these petitions? Why is it up to me? Spent thousands of hours for the last 3 years being insulted, told I'm not good enough. Who are you to judge me? Yes, I was born in South Africa. I was born in Natal. I left the country, but I never turned my back. And believe me, as an Englishman, I endured the racism from the Dutch, from the Boer. Called me saltpeel. Did I judge you? No, because I'm a South African. I'm not an English. I'm not a Dutchman. I'm a South African. So was the black man, the Indian, and the colored. We were all born in Africa. And Africa is not a color. It's a continent. It's a piece of land. And we all belong. My mission is simple. Stop the murder, stop the rape, and remove the corruption. Irrespective of color, race, or creed. The ANC government is corrupt to the core. The EFF is the dominion or the minion. These cretins. They are using the uneducated to rule this country like they did in Zimbabwe, like sheep led to the slaughter. No black man in South Africa has the right to say that they are not invaders, except the Khoisan. No white man has the right to say they own that country either. Nobody has that right except the Khoisan. But everyone that was born in that country has the right to say, I am a countryman of South Africa. The US elections were stolen. Trump didn't concede, and he never will. This will go to court, and Trump will win. Then God help the ANC and the EFF. In the old saying, the fat lady has not sung. It ain't over yet. I've been on a mission for more than 3 years to do one thing and one thing only. Bring attention to the fact that the ANC government is aiding and abetting ISIS, Hamas, and Al-Qaeda. They are communists, and the ANC is not the government. It is the South African Communist Party. Julius Malema is funded by communists out of England. Look at England today, it's a mess. They want to destabilize the country and take it back. They are using the black people, as they've done in Rhodesia, as they've done throughout every colonial system that they've ever been in. These are very, very rich, manipulative, blackmailing, controlling individuals. And unless the people of South Africa unite, black and white, you're going to lose. And to all the white people in South Africa, stop turning on each other. For the EFF, Julius Malema, I warned you. Remember my name. Because in the end, you will be held responsible for human rights violations. Same with you, Cyril Ramaphosa. You were the orchestrator of the document, Boiling the Frog. Everybody knows it. And everything that you predicted in that document has come true, to the detriment of all the people of South Africa. And the people that are suffering right now are mainly the black people because of you. They insulted the Zulu king by killing his oldest son. This is deliberate. Remember, there's 12 million Zulus you don't want to piss off. If I was the ANC, I'd be very much humbling themselves. And if I was the EFF, I'd be scared. Attacking schools, cliques, old ladies, insulting a man who was on his knees praying before the EFF, asking them, why are you doing this? No weapon. Only the cowards came and they beat him. And then the police arrested him. The police arrested him for what? Praying for peace? So you attack a school with children. And ironically, the police sprayed dye, blue dye, all over the little red ants of the EFF. There is only one way to stop this war, and it's war. Unite under a simple cause and remove the ANC. Demand that they be removed. Now I've heard all about the I want my own land, I want my own place, it's not going to work. I'm just telling you straight up right now, it's not going to work. Internationally, they will call you racist. There is a way, and that is the United States of South Africa in a federal system with limited government, where the states rule each other, and there's very little control by the central government, which is not the case now. And the country can be divided up into many states, geographically, by tribes, by people, by many different ways, and you open the system into a capitalist free market system, and I will bring billions of investment. But you cannot invest in a crime-ridden, corrupt society where rape is the order of the day, and 60 people are murdered every day, and every leader in the country is fighting each other and attacking people that are trying to help them. We're sick of it. We spend thousands and thousands of hours of our free time investigating, sending messages, contacting people, senators, lawyers, influential people, the media, opening us up for ridicule, endangering our families, constantly trying to find ways to get attention, to get the world involved. The message is out, believe me, everybody in the United States knows what's going on in South Africa. But unless you sign that petition, nobody's coming. You have to stand up and be counted. I won't mention people's names on here because I'm not giving them attention. They're not important to me. What's important to me is the people of South Africa. And that's everybody, not just one group. I've had numerous groups asking me, join us, be our spokesman, do this, do that. You just limit me. You marginalize me. You put me in a box I can't move. The Dutch Parliament, I've been in contact with them. They are very interested in the sanctions that we are talking about. And once that starts, that's the domino effect. And to people who like to sue other people because they can't take their criticism or don't like how they move or whatever, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because you're doing nothing but help. And my question is, why are you doing it? Who are you helping? Are you helping our enemy? To those that turn one another in, to the police, who feel it's their duty, then you don't know how to fight a war. You don't know how to win. You have no clue, because you never do that. You always deal within. You have a common enemy. It's communism. None of the police can be trusted. No political figure in South Africa can be trusted today. None. So to all the groups that stood when a young man was murdered, where are you now? To those that are following Neil de Beer, this man's a traitor. He will never be your leader. Not as long as I live. I will discredit him as long as I can. He's a traitor. He helped the ANC destroy South Africa. And you want to run with this man? What is wrong with you people? Are you that desperate for hope? You cannot be this desperate. Last year, I interviewed the House of Monarchies, where a group of black people came together, realizing these are tribal people. realizing that the ANC was a nightmare. They offered all the white leaders to join. Bryce Kulu, the king, united all the tribes together, all the tribesmen, everybody, to come together to fight the ANC in a united front. And you blew him off because he's a black man. He beat Zuma in a lawsuit where Zuma said he wasn't the king. And Zuma lost. I interviewed the Zulu prince and the princess of the Khoisan during that time. And there are white people helping them now. Where are you? All fighting each other over peanuts. Crime is rampant. Your children are not safe at school. Your daughters are not safe because they're being raped. Your wives, your grandmothers. 60 murders plus a day. Mostly black people. Farmers murder every day. Every single day now. And you attack each other. What's the point? If any one of you so-called ex-military people have anything to say, you should know, if you've learned any intelligence, that by dividing and conquering is how they control you. Then you've learned nothing in all these years. The South African military used to be the best in the world. Right now, they are the best mercenaries in the world. I worked with many of them in Iraq and Afghanistan. Where are you? Where's these leaders? Where are the real leaders? To those guys that work in the shadows, you know what I'm talking about. It is time to take your country back and turn this around. And you have to unite. There are blacks out there that want to help us, all of us. They see what's coming. And to the educated blacks in South Africa, why are you allowing the mob to do this? Hold these politicians accountable. Have them arrested for corruption. Take the law into your hands. Fire Sale. Here's the problem. Clean up the police and arrest these politicians and seize their assets, because your country will not last long. If Joe Biden gets in, you can kiss South Africa goodbye. There is no hope until somebody else is re-elected, and by then it might be too late. Sign my petition for sanctions, and with a million signatures, Joe Biden will have a big problem trying to stop what's coming. That is your mandate to change things in South Africa. But unless you do this, we are walking into a brick wall. And I cannot do this alone. I need every single South African, every single leader, all your groups to sign that petition and share it a million times over every single day. To all my friends in the United States, South Africa is enduring 60 murders a day, rape every minute, corruption, unbelievable corruption, and the constant racist calling for the killing of whites by political parties, including the leader of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, and the opposition EFF leader, Julius Malema, who's openly calling for it. And the United States has given this country nearly $10 billion in aid since 1994. Please sign this petition. They are aiding and abetting Iran. They are helping China push drugs and goods through their harbors. They are helping Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and Hamas in South Africa. They vote more than 90% against us in the UN. And they have threatened the United States numerous times. We cannot allow our tax money aid and abet a government that wants to kill its citizens, irrespective of color. They allow rapists to go free after a week. They allow murderers to go on bail and never come back and do it again and again and again. The judges are corrupt, the police are corrupt, and every single politician in South Africa is taken a backhand. No one is innocent. No one. To those that have subscribed to my channel, please check that you still subscribed, because they are censoring me now. Hit the like button, share, and get this message out. Share it everywhere. All the videos will be going onto BitChute and many other open forums now, because this message has to get out no matter what happens. If we can save one life today, that's important. If we can save a country, that's epic and priceless. I do not care who you are, why you are, and if you don't like me, it doesn't bother me. In the end, I will stand before God, naked, my hands open, with my sins I carry, nothing more. I will not carry this title as the hawk. I will not carry the beautiful wife. I will not carry the house and the umpteen money or anything else. I'll have nothing. Nothing but the sins of my past. And if you feel that it's important to attack me, go ahead. Because I have nothing to fear but God Himself. To everybody in South Africa, be safe tonight. And remember, look at your brother and sister and think, what are you doing to one another? Is it that important? Because in the end, you will die too. And you will stand before God, naked, with those same sins in your hand. This is the Hawk. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like and to share. And if you want to donate to the channel, there is a link which keeps us going. It's in the description and in the top of the banner. It's important that this message gets out. This is the Hawk. I'm out of here.